Hello, students. With me here, I have a question under the graph of trigonometry. Okay, so I want us to solve the question together. Now, the A part of the question says copy and complete the table of values for y is equal to sine x plus 2 cos x, correct to one decimal place. Very important. Correct to one decimal place. Then let's do it now. Now, check out this table. We are going to fill it in. Now, you could see everything in the equation or in the relationship being represented on the table. Now, sine x. Now, when x equals to 0, you have to talk about that using your calculator or your table. Now, this is sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. So this is 0. Then you go to 2 cos 0. 2 cos 0. Now, cos 0 is 1, so it's going to be like 2 times 1, which is 2. So this is going to be 2. Okay, very important. Then you go back to 30. Sine 30 using your calculator is 0.5. Okay, then you have your cos 30. Cos 30 is 0.866. Okay, so you are going to have 2 cos 30. Now cos 30, okay, once you do it, it's going to be 0.866. So it's going to be 2 times 0.866, and this will give you 1.732. So approximately we'll say it is 1.7. So this is going to be 1.7. Then you go back to 60 degrees. Now sine 60 is actually 0.866. Okay, so you can now say that this is going to be 0.9. Now, having that, we'll go to 2 cos 60. Of course, cos 60 is half, so it's like saying 2 into half. All right, because cos 60 is half. All right, and this is 1.0. Okay, and that is how you are going to fill it in. So since you know how to do this, I'm going to write the answers for you to but I advise that you should do it and check it out for yourselves. Now, looking at the screen, everything is completed except putting in the values of y. Okay, if you check the first one now is going to be 2.0. Then we are going to have 1.9 here. Then this is 1.0 minus 1.0. Then we have minus 2.2. So everything is completed on this. So we move straight to plotting the graph. Now this is my graph. So I need my x and y axis. So I'm gonna get my x and y axis. This is my x axis, and this is my y axis. Make sure you label it so you have the y and you have the x axis. Now I'll check it out. I know I have for the x values is from 0 to 240 and it's intervals of 30 degrees. So this of course is 0. So this is 30. This is 60. This is 90. And on the y-axis, this is 1 and this is 2, 3. Then I have minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. So let's go on to plot the graph. When x is 0, y is 2. So this is where we have our 2. Then when x is 30, y is 2.2. And of course, this is going to be 2.2. Okay. And when x is 60, y is 1.9. So this is where we have our 1.9. Then when x is 90, y is 1. So 90 and 1. Then we have when x is 120, y is minus 1, and when x is 150, we have minus 1.2. Then when x is 180, we have minus 2. Then when x is 210, we have minus 2.2. And this is where we have our 2.2. Then when x is 240, is minus 1.9. And this is where we have minus 1.9. So we've plotted all the points, and we are going to join it smoothly to check our graph. Okay, before drawing the graph, I spotted an error. This, when it is 120, I think this is not minus 1.0, but instead it is minus 0.1. Okay, if not, our graph is not going to be okay. And that is one thing that student must look out for. Drawing it, I saw that these 2 points might have issues, so I went back to check the work and I found out the mistake. So I have to correct it now. So I'm going to take out this, and it is minus 0.1. So minus 0.1 is somewhere here. So I think everything is okay now. So I can go back to draw my graph. To draw my graph, I'm going to connect these points carefully. You can see there I'm connecting them carefully. Just make sure it is as smooth as possible. As smooth as possible. Okay. That is nice. So I have my graph and it is very okay. Now, it means that I've gone past the first question. I've answered the first question, which is to complete it. And I've answered the second question. Now, you could see that I actually didn't use the scale given because of how my graph is. So, but you must obey scale given, okay? Good. Now, since we've done that, then let's go to the C part of the question. This part of the question says we should use our graph to solve the equation. Now, to use our graph to solve this, don't forget that this graph is a graph of y is equals to sine x plus 2 cos x. Now, if you check it from the first question, Roman figure 1, it says it is sine x plus 2 cos x is equals to 0. Now, take note that this is actually equals to y. So they're asking you to solve this question where y is equals to 0. And where y is equals to 0, it is this line that y is equals to 0. So what they want you to do is to take note of the point where the curve cuts the x-axis, okay, which is at this point. So take note of this point. That is our solution. Now, if you check the point, it is one line before that of the 120 mark, and we need to know something. You see, the intervals is 30, and those little lines, they are 10. So if you have 30 divided by 10 is equals to 3. So value of each of the line is 3. So if it is one line short of 120, then we can now say that at that point our x must be 117 degrees. So at that point our x is 117 degrees. So we are okay with that. We've gotten that. Now let's move to the second question, which is Roman figure 2, which says we have sine x is equals to 2.1 minus 2 cos x. Now, having this, you are going to rearrange and make it look like what you actually given from the beginning, that is the relationship that gave the graph, which is y is equals to sine x plus 2 cos x. And how do you do that? What you're going to do is to pick this so that it will come over to this side. Okay, now once it comes over, we are going to have sine x plus 2 cos x is equals to 2.1. And what is this? Just as we established from the beginning, this is y, which is equals to 2.1. So they are actually asking you to find the values of x at the point where y is equals to 2.1. Then you move to the graph, okay? Go to where you have 2.1. Of course, we know where 2.1 is. then you draw a straight line. Okay, and this is our graph, and on it you are going to write y is equals to 2.1. So we've gotten that. Now we go to where it cut the graph. Okay, that is where we're going to pick our solution from. Now from my curve, it cut the graph at this point. Okay, so I'm going to take my reading from this point, which will take it down with dotted lines. Okay, that shows my solution. Then it cut it again at this point, which I'm going to take. Okay, I'm going to take my reading from there. So right about now, I have two different points which I'm going to pick. I'm going to take my reading. Now the first point, I'm taking my reading. The first point is 9, and the second point is okay. We have 4 lines after the 30 mark, so that should be 42. Okay, those are my two answers. So I'll come down to this place, and I'll have this at y is equals to 2.1. My x is 9 degrees, and my x is 42 degrees. Okay, so these are my answers. Now once you have such answers, you can go back to your calculator, fix it, go and check it. How do you check it? You can put sine 9 degrees plus 2 cos 9 degrees and check. Now using the calculator, I think that is approximately 2.1. So it means that we are very correct. So also when you replace 42 into it, you will find it to be approximately 2.1. So we are very correct on this. Now, it is very important that we go back and always check our work. So let's check the D part of the question. The D part of the question says, from your graph, find y when x is 171. This time around, x is 171. Now, to locate 171, then I have to check the difference between 150 and 171. That is 21. So I need 7 lines after 150, or maybe 3 lines before 180, which is going to be at this point. So I'm going to take this is my line. I'll take it where it touched the curve. Then I'm going to extend it just to make sure I have my readings. So this is what it is. Then it means that it touched this y-axis at this point. So I have to take my reading at this point. Now, if you check, it is 2 lines before the -2 mark. And if it is that, then it's going to be minus 1.8. So I'll come down to this place and write that point D at x is equals to 171 degrees. The value of my y is going to be minus 1.8. Okay, so that is how we work out this question. Now I want to believe you enjoyed the video. I want to believe you follow it bit by bit to see what I'm doing, and I think you can do many more on your own. Just make sure you subscribe to my channel, make your comment, and make sure you like the video. Thank you so much.